Bison.
Hi again, everybody, and good afternoon. Welcome live to the campus of Oklahoma Baptist University at Shawnee and Bison Softball Park for the Woodlet for this two-day, three-game weekend softball series between in-state rivals Southeastern Oklahoma State and Oklahoma Baptist. Hi, everyone. I'm Todd Miller. Glad to be back with you here in the booth today under a mostly cloudy sky with a temperature of 67 degrees. Winds are out of the south-southeast at about 15 to 16 miles per hour, blowing basically the ball from home plate straight out to center field. OBU comes in with a record of 19-16. The Bison are 7-9 of the conference after dropping 2-3 at Arkansas Tech last weekend. The Bison, though, continue to get outstanding pitching performances from Kaylee Jones, and we'll see Jones again today here in the circle for OBU to start the series. Meanwhile, Southeastern Oklahoma State comes in 18-18. They are 9-8 in Great American Conference play. Their head coach, Ron Fabian, who has been in Durant for 22 years, is currently on administrative leave. So Courtney Rogers is now the coach in charge, having been named the interim head coach for the Savage Storm very recently. Take a look at the batting lineup today for Southeastern. Leading off at center field is Peyton Streetman. Batting second in left field is Alexis Lambert. Hitting third and pitching is Cheyenne Mayhe. Batting cleanup for the Savage Storm at first base, Cody Ferrier. Batting fifth at third base is Camry Wallace. Hitting sixth at second base, Marilyn Alvarado. Batting seventh for Southeastern and catching is Lauren White. Hitting eighth in right field is Gracie Orr. And batting ninth and at shortstop is Bailey Beard. So again, it's Streetman in center, Lambert in left, Mayhe in the circle, Ferrier at first, Wallace at third, Alvarado at second, White at catcher, Orr in right, Beard at shortstop, with Amberlynn Wallace the flex player and the designated player. In the starter today for Oklahoma Baptist is Kaylee Jones. Jones has been brilliant as of late. In her last eight starts, she has struck out 10 or more opposing batters. So she will face Southeastern for the first time here in 2022. OBU looking to take the first game of this weekend set with the visitors from Durant. We'll step aside for the prayer. We'll also hear the national anthem and be back with the first pitch. It's OBU and Southeastern coming up next to the Bison Sports Network.
Thank you. At this time, will you please stand and join us for today's invocation and remain standing for the playing of our national anthem. Dear Lord, we thank you for this day. And thank you for this game you allow us to play. We pray that you keep the players from harm and they perform to the best of their abilities. In your name we pray. Amen.
Our national anthem here for the campus of Oklahoma Baptist University at Shawnee before the first pitch this afternoon. It is game one of the three-game series with Southeastern Oklahoma State. As we broke away, we were caught in a moment of silence. That moment of silence was for the legendary Florida Atlantic University head coach Joan Joyce, who passed away just 4 days after picking up her 1,000th career win, all with Florida Atlantic University. Joan Joyce, and we'll talk about her legendary career both as a coach and a player throughout the broadcast today, but she was the head coach of Sam Maples, the OBU skipper, when Sam was a student athlete at Florida Atlantic. So a tough loss for Sam, her family, and certainly the softball community with the passing recently of Joan Joyce. So Kaylee Jones will be in the circle. Defensively, OBU will have Richardson at first, Reese at second, Sandoval at short, and Sparks at third. Ford, Green, and Monomog from left to right over the outfield with Sam Campos, the freshman catcher. So Kaylee Jones will face the left-handed leadoff hitter, Peyton Streetman, the center fielder for Southeastern. Southeastern of the gold and blue tops over blue bottoms. Oklahoma Baptist to the white and green uniforms here this afternoon. We're ready for the first pitch, and in it comes. And Streetman bunts that one foul up the third base side for a strike. Peyton Streetman, the leading hitter for Southeastern, hitting .382. This is game number 36, start number 36. She has 39 hits, no home runs, and 13 driven in. And she is 6 of 6 in stolen base opportunities. No balls, one strike. In comes the pitch. And that one stays upstairs. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Kaylee Jones has really been dealing as of late. She is pitching the best softball of her career. She was well into the 60s routinely last week in Russellville against Arkansas Tech. The pitch upstairs, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. For Kaylee Jones, this is appearance number 26. She has appeared in all but 10 games, either as a starter or a reliever, this spring for Sam Maples Club. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Chased one away, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kaylee Jones, a record of 12 wins, 8 losses, a .265 earned run average with 189 strikeouts and 50 walks. Here's the 2-strike pitch, and she just missed. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. OBU wanted that call. They did not get that call for the home plate umpire, so we'll see at least one more to Peyton Streetman. Her on-base percentage, very, very good at almost 500. Streetman slaps that one foul up the left field line, and it's 3-2. In the third base coaching box is Courtney Rogers, who recently was named the interim head coach at Southeastern. Don Acelio is the first base assistant coach. And Ron Fabian is on administrative leave. Fabian has been the all-time winningest softball coach in Southeastern history. The 3-2 pitch. And she slaps it in a play again, so the battle continues. In 126 and 2/3 innings, 113 hits allowed by Jones, 52 runs, 48 earned. In comes the 3-2 pitch, and she slaps it on a play again on the left field side. So this will be the 4th consecutive 3-2 pitch thrown by Kaylee Jones. Jones made 2 starts and appeared in all 3 games against Arkansas Tech last weekend over in Russellville. The 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss. So down goes Peyton Streetman in the first battle, won by Kaylee Jones, and there's 1 out for Alexis Lambert, the left fielder.
Now for bat, number 44,
Alexis Lambert wearing number 44 in blue on the back of the gold jersey. Hitting .318. This is start number 26, game played number 32. Her batting average of the season, again, .318. She is yet to homer, has 2 doubles and a triple, and taps that one foul for a strike. Advantage Kaylee Jones, 0-1. Southeastern is not a prolific home run hitting team. They have allowed 41 of the year. Themselves, they have homered just 14 times coming into this contest. In comes Jones, 0-1 pitch. Little low, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Kaylee Jones, for her part this year, has allowed 10 of the 21 home runs surrendered by Oklahoma Baptist. She now has thrown 127 of the 233-plus innings this season. The ball slapped back to the netting, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kaylee Jones has carried this team on her back in the circle. Bison enter 3 games over 500, 2 below in conference play. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Sticks the bat out and fouls it back. Count holds at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Southeastern as a team has struck out 148 times. They have struck out the opposing batters 203 times. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and that's tomahawk foul on the ground third base side. Lambert chasing one up and near the eyes. Big series for Oklahoma Baptist. They are just on the heels of 6th place Southeastern in the Great American Conference standings. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Kaylee Jones' pitch. Lifted foul and out of play off to our right. Bison have been in a little bit of a funk over the last 2 weeks. OBU has just 2 wins. They are 1-4 in their last 5 here at Shawnee, having been swept 2 weeks ago by Harding and is splitting a midweek doubleheader a couple of weeks ago against Southwest Baptist. Another foul ball, and it's still 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lambert has struck out all of 8 times in 66 at-bats, so she is a good contact hitter. Now the 2-strike pitch again lays off of that one, and it's 2-2. Southeastern last year in Durant won 2 of 3 of the head-to-head series with Oklahoma Baptist. Bison making the conference postseason tournament a season ago for the first time under Sam Maples. 2-2 pitch and a little popper out to left center field, hit pretty well and gone. 1-0 Southeastern and Alexis Lambert's first home run of her first home run of the year. And that was a really well done job at the plate by Alexis. She fouled off and fouled off and fouled off 2 strike counts from Kaylee Jones before driving that one over the fence in left center field. So it is 1-0 Southeastern. And now the pitcher, Cheyenne Mayhe, will bat. Don't see a lot of pitchers in softball bat, especially at this level. The DP is actually in the number 10 spot today, the flex position. First pitch to Mayhew is high and away, 1 ball, no strikes. Mayhe, the starter in the mound, but she's also very good at the plate. .327, second best of the Southeastern roster. In there for a strike, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 out. 2 good at-bats for Southeastern hitters against Kaylee Jones. In comes the 1-1 pitch, and a little bouncer left side at the hole. It's short, and it's Sandoval over to first. And Cheyenne's throw beats Mayhe to the bag for out number 2. So here is Katie Ferrier, F-R-Y-R-E-A-R, Ferrier. She is the cleanup hitter. Ferrier hitting .250 over 33 starts now. She has homered 3 times and driven in 22, and she slaps that one back to the netting for a strike. Camry Wallace, the on-deck hitter, leads Southeastern with 4 home runs. Fryrear is second with 3. Lambert going deep for the first time this season here off Jones makes it 1-0. Liner foul, first base side. No balls, 2 strikes. Only the 15th home run for Southeastern Oklahoma State this season. Coming here with the first off Jones. In comes the 0-2 pitch. Upstairs, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Softball is a team sport, but Kaylee Jones has single-handedly helped this Bison team to the record of 19-16 with her right arm. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and she just does stay alive, fouling that one off. Jones has had to be almost perfect at times this year for OBU to win. The Bison at times have really scuffled offensively. And on the off day that Kaylee has, it usually does not mean good things for the Bison. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Hit right back up the middle into the center field. A 2-out single for Fryrear, and that will bring their leading home run hitter in Kamari Wallace to the plate. Camry Wallace, 4 home runs, hitting .257 over 36 starts, 118 at-bats. She has 27 hits, 6 doubles, and 4 home runs. Wallace has driven in 25. That's a team high. Mayhe has driven in 23, and Fryrear, who just singled with 2 outs, is at first with 22 RBIs. Pop up on the first base side and out of the reach of both Campos and Richardson. It's no balls, 1 strike. Final 2 games of the series tomorrow at noon and 2. Here's the 0-1 pitch upstairs, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. After this series wraps up, the next Great American Conference series for Oklahoma Baptist will be up in Alva against Northwestern Oklahoma State next Friday and Saturday. Here is the 1-1 pitch. That one is belted, but high and foul down the left field line for a strike. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, Wallace does hit a lot of home runs. She is in double digits in strikeouts with 11. That ranks her in the top 4 among Savage Storm batters. Here is the 1-2 pitch from Jones downstairs. That gets off of Campos' glove. The runner takes off on the throw in a second. Not in time as Fryrear stood right into a belated tag from Cheyenne Sandoval. So that's a pass ball, and the count now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Camry Wallace. 1-0 Southeastern. Here's the pitch. Into the handle and hit hard and foul down the left field line. So what we've seen here in the top half of the Southeastern lineup, they have come out swinging, they have come out attacking and being very aggressive against Kaylee Jones. And why not? You know, a pitcher of Jones' ilk is going to be in or around the zone almost every time. 2-strike pitch upstairs, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Mostly cloudy skies. Chance picks up of precipitation overnight starting around 10 o'clock. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and she nubs it foul off the end of the bat to stay alive. You're watching the Bison Sports Network on OBUBison.com, the official website of OBU Athletics. Get the latest news and all of your favorite Bison sports, and listen to the live streams right here, as you're doing this afternoon on OBUBison.com. 3 balls and 2 strikes and a pitch. Good swing, fouled it back. So Kaylee Jones trying to get out of this inning with just 1 run. But boy, she's had to throw a lot of pitches here in this opening frame. Three balls and 2 strikes. Runner at second, 1-0. The pitch hit fair in the third baseline and down into the left field corner. Fryrear will score easily, and coming around to second base is Wallace. And it's 2-0 Southeastern. So a 2-out RBI double. And it makes it 2-0 Southeastern as Marilyn Alvarado, the second baseman, will come to the plate. For Wallace, that is RBI number 26 on the season. Now time is called. Sam Maples has gone out to the circle to talk to Kaylee Jones. Jones has not pitched poorly. It's just been better at bats by Savage Storm hitters. And she has had trouble getting that third strike past one of the Savage Storm batters. Our home plate umpire is headed out to the circle to break up this conference. Sam Maples, we were talking about Joan Joyce, the legendary multi-sport athlete and Hall of Fame softball coach, learned her craft in the circle, honed her skills as a collegiate pitcher at the Division I level under Joan Joyce. Marilyn Alvarado, a sophomore from Chandler, Texas, transfer from Western Oklahoma State Junior College. One of 3 of the Southeastern roster goes to work and takes a fastball for a strike. It's 0-1. Mahey, the pitcher, is from Western. Cameron Rackley, the third of the 3 Western Oklahoma Junior College transfers, not in the lineup here for this first game of the series. 1 ball, 1 strike. Outfield straight up and at normal depth. The exception of the center fielder, Sammy Green, with the wind blowing out to that part of the ballpark. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Chased one up in the zone, and Alvarado behind 1 ball, 2 strikes. Maryland 20 hits, 4 of those doubles. The other 16 are singles. Alvarado hitting .274 on the spring for Southeastern. Here is the 1-2 pitch, and she fouls that one out of play. Stop me if you've heard that before. Kaylee Jones the advantage and still unable to get that elusive third strike past any batter except the leadoff hitter, Peyton Streetman. That came after a prolonged battle. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and it's a fair ball past the diving Sparks at third, into left, and they're at the quarters now for Lauren White. So Josie Sparks diving to her left towards the shortstop hole, could not get there. The ball scooted past her and into left field. That's already 4 Southeastern hits in this inning. 2 of the first 4 have scored. Here is Lauren White, the catcher. Lauren White is a sophomore from Kansas City, Missouri. Here is Kaylee Jones' first pitch. Big swing, no contact for a strike. It's 0-1. 2 have scored, 4 have reached. Lauren White is the 7th hitter for Southeastern to bat in the first inning. In comes the pitch, and that's a strike on the outside corner. They fake the throw to second, now throw to third, and just back in is Wallace. Campos faked the throw down to second. They will concede the bag to Alvarado and nearly caught Wallace leaning from third. The 0-2 pitch. Ground ball, base hit into right center field. That's going to score 2 more. Over to cut it off is Green at the wall, and they'll hold her to a single, but Lauren White has now made it a 4-run first inning for Southeastern. So not the start that Oklahoma Baptist was hoping for against a 500 opponent in Southeastern Oklahoma State. Here's Gracie Orr, the right fielder, hitting in the number 8 spot. She is a sophomore from Stillwater, Oklahoma. First pitch to the left-hander is fouled at a play for a strike. Courtney Rogers, the interim head coach for Southeastern, helping Gracie Orr, showing her how to come through the zone of that last pitch in the third base box. In comes the 0-1 pitch, and that's a strike on the outside corner. No balls, 2 strikes. So a 4 spot here in the first inning, and OBU has a big hole to climb out of. Swing and a miss. Down goes Orr, but the damage is done. 4 runs, 5 hits. For Southeastern, the Savage Storm leave a runner aboard. After a half inning in Shawnee with the Bison coming up next, it's Southeastern 4, Oklahoma Baptist nothing on the Bison Sports Network. Back live at Shawnee, it's 4-0 Southeastern. Here's the batting lineup for Sam Maples at Oklahoma Baptist. Addie Reese, Reagan Ford, Josie Sparks, Emily Richardson, Sam Campos, and the DP Stephanie McDonald. Mia Monomog, Cheyenne Sandoval, and Sammy Green to face right-hander Cheyenne Mahey. For Mahey, this is appearance number 29, her 15th start. Record of 9 wins, 7 losses, and under an average of 5.08. Solid numbers, not dominating numbers, but yet she is staked to a 4-0 lead after a half inning. So Addie Reese will lead off. Reese making her 36th start of her first year at OBU, hitting .241. And the first pitch from Mahey is upstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. Mahey does not walk many batters at all. In fact, in 102 2/3 innings, Cheyenne has walked a sum total of 11 while striking out 82. Here's the pitch. Outside corner, and the count evens at 1 ball, 1 strike. Addie Reese has hit leadoff much of the year. The last time we saw Oklahoma Baptist was against Harding here, and she had been dropped in the lineup. Sam Maples really liked her just below the midpoint of the lineup. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Bouncing ball, and that is a foul ball. Gloved by Wallace, and that was close. At third, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Addie Reese with 26 hits. Those 26 hits, third of the ball club behind Campos, 34, and Josie Sparks, 31. She has doubled 4 times, tripled 3, homered 3, and driven in 14. We speak of Addie Reese. Mahey's 1-2 pitch upstairs with a rise ball. Off of the glove of Lauren White to the backstop, and the count evens up 2 balls, 2 strikes. 4 runs, 5 hits for Southeastern. Big difference for this Bison team this year when they trail after one as opposed to grabbing the early lead. He gets the sign, now winds and brings it home, and a fly ball into right field hit pretty well. That's trouble, and it's gone. A leadoff home run for Addie Reese. Bison with her 25th home run of the year. Addie Reese with number 4. And in one at bat, OBU cuts into that early advantage for Southeastern. It's now 4-1. Home runs continue to be a problem for Cheyenne Mayhe. That is now her team-high 22nd home run allowed, and it's been a problem for Southeastern this year. The Savage Storm have allowed 41 home runs to the opposition. So it's 4-1. Here is Reagan Ford, the left fielder. Reagan, a left-handed slap hitter, takes the first pitch for a strike. It is 0-1. Reagan Ford has slapped her way to a .284 batted average. This is her 25th start, 31st appearance. Reagan with 19 hits, 14 singles, and 5 doubles. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And she slaps it to the left side, charging his beard, throws to first, and out at first base is Reagan Ford. That's a good play by Bailey Beard because she had no time to make any type of mistake. Her Ford beats that out. Good strong throw, a bang-bang call, goes the way of Southeastern. There's one out here with the first. Here's Josie Sparks, who leads Oklahoma Baptist in home runs. She is among the Great American Conference leaders as well with 8. She's driven in 30. Those 8 home runs for Sparks, a career high here at Oklahoma Baptist, and she takes high, 1 ball, no strikes. Josie Sparks coming back for her 5th year from nearby Maud, Oklahoma. Transferred from Seminole State Junior College. Last year was primarily the everyday catcher. She is platooning now with Campos this season. Called strike right down the middle, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike to Josie. We'll get you a baseball update. They were in the 3rd. OBU had already hit 3 home runs today down at Durant in the first game of a huge weekend series for the Bison against Southeastern. It was 5-0 OBU at last check. Bo Dallas making the start in game 1 of the series. Single game today. They'll play 2 tomorrow, but Southeastern without lights, so they started the first game today at 2 o'clock. 1 ball, 1 strike. In comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Change speeds, and Josie was out in front. It is 1-2. Cheyenne Mayhe, again looking for her 10th victory of the season out of Atwater High School in the state of California, 5'6" and a junior. 1 ball, 2 strikes. In comes the pitch, and it is hit foul off the front of the OBU dugout. Mayhe last week worked all 3 games against Southeastern. Started 1 of those, went 7 innings in the start, 6 hits, 4 runs, only 1 of which were earned. And she struck out 5. She has not walked a batter in 5 consecutive appearances on the mound. The 1-2 pitch, high and away, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. So much like Kaylee Jones, the OBU mantra today, or game plan, if you will, should be attack, because both of these pitchers statistically have been in the strike zone all season long. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 4-1 Southeastern of the first. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, chased one up and in. First strikeout for Mayhe today, out number 2, and here comes the cleanup hitter, Emily Richardson. Mayhe, in her last 3 starts, has struck out at least 4 batters. In fact, if you go back to her last 7 starts, she has struck out 4 or more in all 7 of those contests. Emily Richardson, the right-handed hitting first baseman, awaits the pitch, and it's a strike at the letters. No balls, 1 strike. Emily Richardson hitting .276. Richardson with 24 hits and 9 RBIs. Emily yet to homer this season. She has 6 doubles. In comes Mayhe's 0-1 pitch, and that is swatted down the left field or right field line and out of play. So that swing tells you that Richardson was behind Mayhe's pitch, and she's also behind. No balls and 2 strikes in the count. 4 runs, 5 hits for Southeastern, 1 run, 1 hit for OBU. We are in the first inning. Single game today, doubleheader tomorrow at noon. All of it here on the Bison Sports Network. Down goes Richardson swinging on a pitch up in the zone, much like Sparks before her. 2 strikeouts, 1 run, 1 hit, though. Give it up by Mahey. After 1, it's 4-1 Southeastern on the Bison Sports Network.
The ball in the first inning, 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and 0 left on base. After 1 inning, the score is OBU 1, Savage Storm 4. Fans, we've gone mobile from schedules to news alerts about your favorite Bison program. The OBU mobile app has you covered. You can find the app on Google Play or the iPhone App Store.
Four to 1 Southeastern after 1 frame. It'll be 9-1-2. Due up for the Savage Storm against Kaylee Jones, who was hit pretty hard. She gave up 4 hits, 2 of those for extra bases. A home run, a double, both producing runs. Singles from Fryrear and also singles from Alvarado and White. Bailey Beard, left-handed hitting shortstop. The final Savage Storm batter to have their first look at Kaylee. Shows bunt, pulls away. Fastball high and away, 1 ball, no strikes. Bailey comes in hitting .242 of the season with 15 hits, all singles. Has good speed at the bottom of the lineup for Southeastern. Jones comes home, and the pitch fouled in a play, and it's still a 1 ball, 1 strike. I was alluding to something earlier that the numbers are much more in OBU's favor, as you would expect them to be when they jump on the opponents early. When OBU leads after 1 inning, they're 8-0. The Bison are 4-6, but hope to improve on that today, where they fall behind after 1 frame. 2 balls now and 1 strike. Top of the second, series opener between Southeastern and Oklahoma Baptist. Jones gets the sign, brings it in, and lines that pitch. This Beard off the netting, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bailey Beard is a good contact hitter. In 62 at-bats, she has struck out a total of 8 times. Here is the 2-2 pitch. And a soft liner out into left. It's sinking, but in comes the left fielder, Reagan Ford, to make the catch and deprive Beard of a leadoff single. And there's 1 out here in the second.
Now batting number 27, Peyton Streetman.
So 1 of only 2 strikeouts. First time through the order now will come to the bat, Peyton Streetman. Streetman struck out swinging on a 3-2 pitch against Jones back in the first. Another left-hander with this Southeastern lineup. She slaps that one out of play, and it is a strike. Nothing to 1 the count. Kaylee Jones looks over to her head coach, Sam Maples, and the pitch. Fouled back to the screen for a strike. It's 0-2. Nothing to 2 the count, and the pitch wide of the target. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Told you that Kaylee Jones made 3 appearances, 2 starts, and an inning and 2/3 worth of relief work over in Russellville last weekend. Off-speed pitch looked at for a strike. That's about as good of a changeup as you're going to get, and Peyton Streetman could do nothing but watch it float by. So Jones with 3 strikeouts, 2 down, nobody aboard here with a second for Alexis Lambert, who homered to left field to start the ball game. Here is the first pitch, grounded to Sparks at third. Josie lobs it to first, threw high, but Richardson able to hang on to it and come down to the bag to get Alexis Lambert. 1, 2, 3 and out to the Savage Storm in the second after 1.5 at Shawnee. Still 4-1 Southeastern on the Bison Sports Network. Looking for that perfect gift for the OBU student, alumni, or fan in your life? If so, visit shopobubison.com, the official online store of Oklahoma Baptist University Athletics, for the best selection of officially licensed gifts, apparel, and more, with proceeds benefiting Oklahoma Baptist. Todd Miller with you on this Friday late afternoon in Shawnee, Bison Softball Park, 4-1 Southeastern. Campos, then McDonald and Monomog to bat here with a second against Mayhew. Mayhew gave up the leadoff home run to Reese, then got Ford, Sparks, and Richardson 1, 2, 3. Sparks and Emily both swinging for strikeouts. Sam Campos waits the first pitch and takes it downstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. It is fair to say, at least early in this ballgame, that our home plate umpire is not favoring the bottom part of the strike zone. 1 ball, no strikes to catcher Sam Campos. And the pitch upstairs, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Sam Campos hitting .337, tops among all the players with 20 or more starts. This is only her 102nd plate appearance of the year. She's played in 33 ball games. Off speed a little high, and it's 3 balls and no strikes to Campos. Sam has homered 4 times, second to Josie Sparks 8. She has driven in 20, second to Sparks 30 RBIs on the year. In comes the 3-1 pitch, looked at for a strike. Count now, 3 balls and 1 strike. Southeastern coming off a 3-game sweep at the hands of red-hot Southern Arkansas last weekend. The 3-1 pitch, and that got a piece of Campos. So a leadoff base runner for the second straight inning for OBU. And for the Bison, that is the 24th time this year that a batter has been hit by a pitch. Here is Stephanie McDonald. Stephanie making her 3rd start, 16th appearance. McDonald from nearby Hera hitting .250. 4 for 16. One of those hits a home run, and she's driven in 4. Here is the pitch upstairs, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. So 5 of the first 6 from Mayhew have been out of the strike zone to the first 2 Oklahoma Baptist hitters in the second. 4-1 Southeastern. The pitch to McDonald. Taken for a strike on the outside corner. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Stephanie penciled in as the starting designated player for the Bison here today. In comes the pitch. Good swing. Fouled it back to the netting. Then it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Stephanie is just a sophomore, 5'7". Hometown, Hera, Oklahoma, the same hometown that produced one of the better Southeastern men's Division II era players in Kellen Manick and his brother Brady, who has led North Carolina to the Final Four this weekend in New Orleans. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Outfield is straight up in right and center. Lambert shifted a little more towards the foul line in left field. Here's the pitch up at the eyes, and McDonald pops it back, and it's at a play, so the count will hold at 2 balls and 2 strikes. OBU played their first 20 games this season away from Shawnee. They have scuffled here at home, going 1 for their last 4. 1-4 in their last 5 games is a better way to put it. Here is the 2-2 pitch. Didn't mean to, went around, and she goes down swinging. 1 out for the Bison of the second. 3rd strikeout now for Mayhe. And Mia Monomog, the right fielder, will come to the plate. Monomog continues to be a great mystery. She has terrific at-bats and batting practice. Hitting 145, trying to get that mojo from the practice field to the game field, and she takes a strike. Mia is obviously very, very talented. She is the Division I transfer from East Tennessee State. Mayhe to Monomog in the pitch. Downstairs, it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Mia on the season has 4 of her 11 hits for extra bases. No doubles, but 1 triple and 3 home runs. 3 home runs put her in a 2-way tie for 3rd with Addie Reese coming in. Reese is homered for the 4th time here this afternoon. 2 balls and a strike now to Mia Monomog. Jace Brewer is in the third base coach's box for Oklahoma Baptist today. The pitch taken for a strike on the outside corner. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sam Maples, who normally mans the third base coach's box, the head coach is in the dugout today, and Jace Brewer, former Division I baseball player at Baylor University out of Washington, Oklahoma. His first year as an OBU assistant is at third. Throw down to second, the stolen base for Campos. As Sam got a terrific jump. Easily beat that bounce throw from Lauren White. For OBU, that's their 36th stolen base in 41 tries. And for Campos, that's her first stolen base of the season. 3 balls and 2 strikes, and the pitch popped up into right field, playable for Gracie Orr. She makes the catch. Now Campos will tag. Throw comes into second, and Campos stands safely at third as Monomog, with a very productive at-bat, advances the runner. So let's see if Cheyenne Sandoval, who has driven in 10 this year, can do something with 2 outs. The Bison, when they have had success, and this isn't just isolated to Oklahoma Baptist softball, as it is to everybody, really. When they've been good, they have had success with 2 outs in an inning. Pitches upstairs, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. A month ago in a conference series here with East Central, in which OBU beat the Tigers 2 out of 3, more than 60% of the Bison runs in that 3-game series came on 2-out hits. 1-0 pitch. Little blooper out into center field. It's going to drop for a base hit, and it's a 4-2 ball game. So Sandoval dumps one into center field, and with Streetman playing deep, she had no chance, so it's 4-2 as OBU's cut the early advantage at half. Here is Sammy Green. She is the final Oklahoma Baptist batter to have their first look at Mayhe today. Sammy hitting .260, 25 hits, a double, triple, and a home run. Good swing and fouls that one back to the screen for a strike. It is 0-1. Sammy Green, 5'8", a freshman from Clovis, California, played prep ball at Emmanuel High School, part of a talented freshman class that Coach Maples brought in during the past offseason and has leaned very heavily on this season. 1 ball, 1 strike. Talking to Sam in the booth before this one, she's excited about the prospects the upcoming class holds. This program in Sam's 4th year getting better and better. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Off speed, swung and a missed away, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the throw to second. Out at second base is Sandoval. So Lauren White, who gave up a stolen base earlier, threw a strike this time and was able to get Sandoval trying to take a bag, and OBU will settle for 1. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left. We go to the third. It's 4-2 Southeastern on the Bison Sports Network.
OBU in the bottom of the second inning. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and none left on base. Bison fans, are you a fan of golf? Well, this month for you, you can shop on Bison.
Four to two Southeastern. OBU slowly but surely chipping away at what was a 4-run lead after a half inning with the visitors from Durant. Mayhe will lead off here in the third inning. It'll be 3, 4, and 5 due up for Southeastern. Cheyenne Mayhe 0 for 1, grounded short to first. News is good from Durant. OBU with a very impressive win today, 13-1 over Southeastern, who had been in the top 3 in the conference standings earning the weekend. That game lasted just 7 innings. First pitch from Jones is a called strike, and we're underway here in inning number 3.
As a play to 3, Cheyenne Mayhe.
Cheyenne Mayhe, 0 for 1, takes the fastball away, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. You've probably noticed the red ribbons and the hair of the Bison softball players. We told you there was a moment of silence before today's proceedings as that ball is lined into the right field corner, and on the move is Monomog, and she will make the catch. So a good play by Mia Monomog as that ball was hit pretty well, but she's able to make a fair ball catch in the corner, and that's out number 1. Those ribbons honoring Joan Joyce, the longtime head coach at Florida Atlantic, the head coach of Sam Maples during her collegiate playing career. Joan Joyce passed away just 4 days after earning her 1,000th career coaching win. 1 ball, no strikes. In comes the pitch, upstairs, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Joan Joyce, picking up those 1,000 career victories, make her only one of 17 head coaches at the Division I level to achieve that total. Liner foul into the left field corner for a strike. But she was an outstanding player, and not just in softball. She was outstanding in volleyball, in golf. In fact, she was on the LPGA Tour, finishing as high as 6th on 3 times in her career. Fly ball to center field. Back goes Green. She has it, and that's out number 2. So she had 3 6th-place finishes in a LPGA Tour career that lasted from 1977 through 1994. She's in 20 Hall of Fame, spent 28 years at Florida Atlantic, and after her death, that meant that the Owls would take the field for the first time with somebody other than Joan Joyce as their head coach. Fastball high, 1 ball, no strikes. Among her 20 Hall of Fames that she is a member of, the Softball Hall of Fame at Oklahoma City, she was inducted in 1983, also a member of the International Sports Hall of Fame. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Off speed, called a strike, and it's 1-1. In 1974, she had 42 victories in the circle. That is a record for a professional pitcher that still stands today. Pop up and out of play on the third base side. But Joan Joyce was an LPGA member. She was a Hall of Fame coach. But she threw it well, 70-plus miles per hour for the circle. Swing and a miss, and down goes Wallace. That is 7 straight now, set down by Kaylee Jones. 1, 2, 3, and out in the third goes Southeastern after 2.5. Still 4-2. Savage Storm of the Bison Sports Network.
Theophilus is a neighborhood restaurant offering an exciting menu of scratch-made dishes highlighting local ingredients. Make Theophilus your destination before and after the game. Book online at theophilussc.com or call 405-788-4404 to make your reservation today.
Sammy Green, who was at the plate when the second inning ended on a caught stealing of Cheyenne Sandoval, will lead off the third. Then Reese, then Reagan Ford as OBU flips the lineup up here in the third. 4-2 Southeastern. All four of theirs came into the first. OBU with single runs in the first on the Addie Reese home run. And the two-out single by Cheyenne Sandoval that scored Campos back in the second. Sammy Green, as we told you last inning, hitting .260, covering 35 starts. Ahead in the count, 1 ball, no strikes. Righty versus righty. Mayhe's pitch is bunted but foul, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Last half inning, we were talking about Joan Joyce, not only as a coach with 1,002 career victories. She earned number 1,000 on March the 12th. 4 days later, she passed. But she threw over 70 miles per hour out of the circle. Fastball upstairs, and it counts 2 balls and 1 strike. How about these numbers? In her career, she pitched 150. 150, the number, no-hitters, in 50 perfect games. Her lifetime earned run average, 0.09. Ground ball to short. Beard has it over to first. And the out is recorded to start the Bison third. Let's let those numbers sink in for a moment. 150 no-hitters, 50 perfect games, and a lifetime, not a season, not 2 seasons, a lifetime earned run average of 0.09. She had those 42 wins in 74. 38 of those were by shutout. Here's the first pitch, a strike to Addie Reese as she pitches her on the inside corner. It's no balls and 1 strike. Well, there you have it, the reason for the red ribbons, worn today by Oklahoma Baptist in honor of the legendary head coach Joan Joyce. Here's the 0-1 pitch upstairs. I asked Sam before the ball game if she and Coach Joyce had remained in contact. She said, oh, yeah, at least one time a month they would check in with each other. So I know that this is weighing heavy on Sam during this time. In comes the 1-1 pitch, and a little fister out to short. Beard has it, lobs it to first, and there's 2 outs. So Addie Reese was tied up that time. The ball was down to the handle, but she had enough to get it out to short, but not enough to beat the throw. And that is now, with the caught stealing, 5 consecutive outs retired by Cheyenne Mayhe. Reagan Ford, who, like her 2 batters before her first time up, grounded out to short. She shows bunt. The pitch is upstairs. It's off of White's glove, and it's ball 1. 11:55 tomorrow. First pitch, game 2 of the series. High noon. The final game of the series was Southeastern at 2 o'clock. In comes the 1-0 pitch. Taken low, and it's 2 balls, no strikes. One other note on Joan Joyce. I think this is remarkable. In an exhibition game in 1961 in Connecticut, as we await the pitch, it's upstairs, 3 balls and no strikes. In an exhibition game in 1961 at Municipal Stadium in Waterbury, Connecticut, Joan Joyce struck out legendary hitter Ted Williams. Pretty good stuff. 3 balls, no strikes, taken all the way, and it's 3-1. OBU looking for a 2-out base runner that would bring Josie Sparks to the plate, carrying the tying run here in the third. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Poured in there for a strike on the outside corner, and it's 3-2. Nobody on, 2 out. We're in the third. Southeastern 4, Oklahoma Baptist 2. In comes the 3-2 pitch, and she walked her. So good speed on with Reagan Ford with 2 outs, and Josie Sparks coming to the plate. Southeastern is 9-8 of the conference, 2 games ahead of Oklahoma Baptist, 18-18 overall. In their head coach Ron Fabian is on administrative leave. The interim is Courtney Rogers, and tell you what, her team came out swinging today, scoring 4 in the first, and OBU has faced an uphill battle ever since. Josie Sparks with one swing of the bat, though, could pull OBU even. And Mayhew's pitch is fouled off for a strike, and Sparks was just doing that. Josie Sparks, final year here at Oklahoma Baptist, grew up less than 30 minutes from the OBU campus in Maud, Oklahoma, a small community in Seminole County. Played junior college softball at Seminole. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Outside and low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Josie entering the day, hitting .292. She struck out swinging back in the first. Sparks hit the last of her 8 home runs in the middle game of the 3-game series at Arkansas Tech last weekend. That was one of only 2 hits she had against Golden Sun pitching. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and she popped it up. Got a little too much underneath it. Moving to her left is Streetman. She has it in the gap, and that's that. No runs, a walk, 1 left. We go to the 4th. It's 4-2 Southeastern of the Bison Sports Network.
For OBU, the bottom 3rd inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base.
For the first time in 3 frames today, the Bison failed to tally against Southeastern right-hander Mayhew. It's 4-2 Savage Storm, top of the 4th. Bison fans, stay up to date on the latest in OBU sports by following us on Facebook at OBU Bison and on Twitter and Instagram at OBU_athletics. Keep up with everything OBU softball by following them at OBU_softball on Twitter and Instagram. Todd Miller back here with you on this early Friday evening in Shawnee. Southeastern 4, OBU 2. Maryland Alvarado to lead off and takes the first pitch of inning number 4 high. 8 consecutive starts for Kaylee Jones with at least 10 strikeouts. She has struck out at least 3 in 11 consecutive games, the other 3 being relief appearances. Alvarado chases, didn't mean to, but swings and misses for a strike. A symmetrical park here in Shawnee, 200 down the line and left and right, 200 straightaway center field with the wind today, pushing the ball out to that part of the ballpark. Jones delivers the 1-1 pitch upstairs, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Kaylee Jones, a couple of weeks ago, was having a problem with the rib. That was an injury that she suffered with and dealt with last year. Here's the pitch, good swing, and fouls it back to the netting. In fact, Jones last year was the bell cow in the circle for OBU, and then finally the injuries caught up with her, and she just was not quite as effective at the end of the year. She started the first game of the Harding series. The rib started to act up. We weren't sure if we would see her again, and she did make a start in the final game of that series. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The key, as we've talked about before, though, is Aspen Younts. We'll see her tomorrow. If Aspen pitches to her stuff, OBU has a chance to be a factor in this race going down the stretch. Here is the 3-2 pitch. Little fister popped up down the line at third, and Campos nor Sparks can get there. Aspen Younts has turned in 2 really good starts in back-to-back performances, so maybe she's finally starting to match her stuff and gain her confidence back. Aspen has been a reliable weapon off and on from time to time during a career. Here is the 3-2 pitch. Little popper back to the circle. Jones has it. There's one out here with the 4th. You know pretty much what you're going to get from day to day with Kaylee. If you can have a second pitcher in that circle, well, this Bison team has a chance to play and beat and compete with anybody on the schedule. Lauren White, her 2-out, 2-run single back of the first right now is the difference. 4-2 Southeastern as White takes away 1 ball, no strikes. Sam Maples over going through the signs and the pitch. Outside quarter strike, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Kaylee Jones, and I've said this before, I'll say it again, I'm sure, has put the work in to be a very good Division II level pitcher. She also is aided by the guidance of her head coach, Sam Maples, and we told that story where Sam was a good Division I pitcher at Florida Atlantic for Joan Joyce. You heard her numbers a moment ago, so Kaylee benefits from a lot of knowledge. 1-1 pitch. Popped up, that'll spin out a play on the first base side. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Vicky is joining us here with the booth. We've ran out of the old hands, so now they brought fresh blood in. She's doing a good job producing our broadcast here this afternoon. We appreciate her. Here is the 1-2 offering. Upstairs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Jones, going back to the strikeout of Gracie Orr in the first, has retired 8 consecutive batters. She retired 2 of the first 3. The next 4 reached to the first. Off speed, didn't mean to, but White goes around. So strikeout swinging, and for Kaylee Jones, that is now her 4th strike, or make that her 5th strikeout in 3 2/3.
Right fielder Gracie Orr.
So Gracie Orr, who was the second of those 5 strikeouts, swinging to go down to the first, steps in, and the first pitch is on the outside quarter for a strike. Up in the zone, away in the zone have been strikes. Down in the zone has not been really given the call much through 4 innings today. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Big swing. And Gracie Orr behind, no balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Down she goes. Chased a high, hard one. And down goes Orr, and it's another 1-2-3 inning of work for Jones. To the bottom of the 4th we go. Still 4-2 Savage Storm on the Bison Sports Network.
Grabbing a penny from 1963.
Emily Richardson will step into the box to lead off the Oklahoma Baptist 4th inning. 4-2 Savage Storm. Campos and McDonald to follow. Mayhe's first pitch popped up. Out into shallow left. Out from short goes Beard, and she is there for out number 1. We've seen a couple of pop-outs. One by Josie Sparks to center. That one by Richardson to left center. But unfortunately, both batters got a little too much air underneath and were not be able to be aided by the wind. Wind is up over 15 miles per hour, blowing straight out to center field today out of the south-southeast. First pitch to Campos is a strike, and it's 0-1. Sam was hit by a pitch, stole a bag back in the second, scored a run. That was the last run of the game to be scored by either side. It's 4-2. Here is the 0-1 pitch. Pop up, down the line and right. Orr coming in, and fair territory has it for out number 2. So let's see if Stephanie McDonald, the designated player, can get a two-out rally started. Mayhe, through 3 innings, has yet to retire Oklahoma Baptist in order. She faced 4, retired 3 back in the third. With the caught stealing, she now has retired 8 of the last 10 batters. First pitch is upstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. OBU with just 2 runs on 2 hits. In comes the pitch. Inside quarter strike. Evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Don't forget that every Whataburger is made fresh, served hot, and prepared just the way you like it. Want jalapenos on that? No problem. They've got you covered. Whataburger, Shawnee, proud to serve Bison fans 24 hours a day. 1-1 pitch. Little low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Another pretty decent crowd here on hand. Take it in Lady Bison softball here in Shawnee. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That's high. 3 balls and 1 strike to Stephanie McDonald with Monomog, the on-deck hitter. Three balls, 1 strike. You can see Mayhe moving some dirt around. Now gets set to fire. McDonald well behind that fastball, and it's 3-2. Stephanie McDonald's home run came in her second ever game here on Bison Hill against Southwest Baptist in Edmond. That was her only hit and only at bat. Grounds that one right back to the mound. A big hop for Mayhe, who guns to first, and the unit is over. 1, 2, 3 and out in the fourth. Go Oklahoma Baptist. We've completed 4 in Shawnee. 4-2 Southeastern of the Bison Sports Network. For the books, 4-2 Southeastern. We told you it has not been great, particularly when OBU trails after one. They're 4-6. 8-0 with a tally first after an inning. However, the 4 runs that Southeastern scored in the first off Jones, not necessarily a bad number. The opponents have finished with 4 runs just 1 time in a game this year, and OBU won that game. There's a ground ball to start the 5th into left field. So a base hit ends a run of 10 straight retired by Kaylee Jones. That is Southeastern's 6th base hit off Jones. And let's see what will happen here with the leadoff hitter, Peyton Streetman. Streetman has gone down swinging, been called out on a 3rd strike in her first 2 at-bats. 6 strikeouts today for Kaylee Jones to go along with those 6 hits. Streetman nicks it foul, and it's a strike. Ball hit the plate and then rolled out to Kaylee, which was called a foul ball. Southeastern knowing that a 2-run lead with the wind blowing out here. Not the safest of leads. Trying to manufacture something here with the 5th. See if Streetman bunts again. She does not. She takes the pitch high, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Now they throw to second, and a safe is Beard. So a stolen base for Southeastern. They showed bunt the first time, did not bunt the second time, and it was a straight steal. 1 ball and 1 strike now to Streetman with an RBI opportunity here with the 5th. Kaylee spins the ball, brings it home. The bunt is down. Runner advances to 3rd. Jones to 1st with Reese covering. The out is recorded. Runner, though, to third base, and now with one out, here's Alexis Lambert. So 1-4, the put out of Streetman, and here is Alexis Lambert, who is homered and grounded third to first. Cloudy skies. It was mostly cloudy at first pitch. Game moved up an hour from 5 to 4 here this afternoon, and the first pitch is a fastball at the knees for a strike. Southeastern has good softball tradition. They have made a lot of regional tournament appearances over the years. Been a factor in the Great American Conference. Swing and a miss, no balls, 2 strikes. Of course, third Division II history extends back to the mid-1990s, and right out of the NAI days, Southeastern was a member of the Lone Star Conference. In comes the 0-2 pitch. Rise ball high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Southeastern, Southwestern, East Central all left the Lone Star Conference to help form the Great American Conference with schools that left the Gulf South from Arkansas. Fastball away, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The league started with 9 teams. They since have added 3, Northwestern, Oklahoma State, Southern Nazarene, and OBU. Bison have officially been a member of the league since 2016. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 7th strikeout, and a big one right there for Kaylee Jones. She's 1 out away from working around a leadoff single, stolen base, and a bunt, and forcing the Savage Storm to leave a runner at third. Mayhe 0 for 2, grounded a short fly to right. Now comes Sam Maples to visit with her pitcher. Sam last year was forced to do a lot more duties than probably she wanted to, and that was divide her time between the circle and with the hitters. They bring Jace Brewer in. He is primarily in charge of the hitting. Sam can focus on the pitching staff. And I think Sam would be the first to mention that pitching staff is still a work in progress, but it is anchored by, if not the best, certainly one of the best arms in the conference. Second time Maples has been out of the circle. Second time our home plate umpire has gone out there to end the conference between Campos, Maples, and Kaylee Jones. Beard stands at third, stole second, went to third of the 1-4 sacrifice bunt by Peyton Streetman. Jones trying to keep it a 2-run deficit heading to the bottom of the 5th. Let's see what she can do with Mayhe. First pitch into the handle and fouled hard towards the OBU dugout for a strike. Sam Maples, you can see her setting with her cap and the clipboard just outside the home plate side of the dugout. Ground ball to third, knocked down by Sparks. Here comes the runner home. No play, and it's 5-2. Josie then walks the ball to Kaylee, and I'm sure the conversation was, my bad, I'm sorry. Kaylee Jones should have been out of that inning. E5, no RBI for Mayhe, but they do get the run, and here is Katie Fryrear. So it's a 5-2 ball game here in the 5th. Fryrear single to the first and lines that one just over Jones' head into center field. So after the error, a hard hit single, and 2 are aboard for Camry Wallace. Camry Wallace doubled in a run as part of the 4-run, 5-hit first for Southeastern. She struck out swinging back in the 3rd.
Number 16, Camry Wallace.
Told you that Sam Maples, her husband Taylor, expecting the couple's first child due in August. So she's about to have another full-time job. Off-speed pitch, fouled up and out of play behind the backstop. Wallace was on her front foot and just did get a piece of that. Baseball won in 7 innings today. Their series opener at Southeastern, 13-1. Team really started to hit its stride. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball high, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. OBU was really disappointed. They were in 7th place, clinging to 7th place after being swept in Searcy, Arkansas 2 weeks ago in baseball. Pitch bounces to the plate. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. OBU came home. They had a tough 3-game series last week with Arkansas Tech. The Bison won all 3 and then go down to one of the hottest teams of the conference, Southeastern, today, and pummel the Savage Storm. Behind Bo Dallas, 13-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch on the handle and popped out of play. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Next week, we'll see the Bison here on the Bison Sports Network. OBU will welcome in Northwestern Friday night, Saturday afternoon for a 3-game set with the Rangers. Northwestern has really scuffled on the mound this season. Scott Creedon, their all-conference pitcher from a year ago, lost before the season was started. Here's the 2-2 pitch, high and away, 3 balls and 2 strikes. One thing that hasn't dropped off from last year's surprising run by Ryan Bowen's club, in which they finished 4th in the league and only 2 games out of first, is the fact that Northwestern can still swing the bats. Here's the 3-2 pitch. In tight, and the bases are loaded. This might be your game right here. You get Alvarado, you still have a chance down 3 with 9 outs. You give up something to Alvarado, and then it becomes really tough. A lot of momentum was lost after Josie Sparks booted that ground ball off Mayhe's bat. She now stands next to Josie at third base. First pitch to Alvarado is a strike on the outside corner. Alvarado a single, a run scored to the first, pop back to Kaylee Jones in the 4th inning. 5-2 Southeastern. They've out-hit OBU 6-2. Bases are loaded. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Alvarado. Alvarado, 5'6" sophomore. This is a really young team. In fact, on the roster, they don't have all that many players. They have 4 juniors, a senior, everybody else underclassmen. 2-1 the count now to Marilyn Alvarado. Bison cannot afford to give up anymore. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fly ball into left center field. That's trouble, and it's gone. A grand slam home run for Marilyn Alvarado. And Southeastern has broken the game open with 9 runs. 5 of those coming here in this 5th inning. So the error not only cost OBU momentum, it has allowed Southeastern to break this thing open. So Alvarado with the grand slam. It is now 9-2, and the 8th batter of the inning for the Savage Storm, Lauren White, comes to the plate. Alvarado had not homered before that pitch. Fly ball, shallow right. In comes Monomog. She'll make the running catch with Reese ducking. And the inning is over, but the damage is done. 5 runs on 3 hits. There was a walk and error, and nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's now 9-2 Southeastern of the Bison Sports Network.
Convenient online services and mobile app. Visit them online at tinkerfcu.org for more information.
Southeastern has 9 spot on the board through 4.5 innings against Kaylee Jones of the Bison, and all 9 have come in 2 innings. So 4-run first, a 5-run 5th, and all 5 of those runs off of Jones to break the game open unearned here in the 5th. Lower third of the lineup for OBU, Monomog, Sandoval, and Green, the scheduled batters. We were starting to tell you that Alvarado was an unlikely candidate to deliver in that situation. That's her first home run, but she only had driven in 7 had Alvarado in 73 at-bats over 34 games before a grand slam. Cleared him with one at-bat here in the fifth. 1 ball, no strikes the count to Mia Monomog. Popped out to right her first time up. Next pitch upstairs, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Located in the heart of Shawnee's Depot District, Theopolis is a neighborhood restaurant offering an exciting menu of scratch-made dishes highlighting local ingredients. Stop by before or after any game. Reserve your spot, theopolissc.com, or call 405-788-4404. 2 balls and a strike to Mia Monomog. Nobody on, nobody out in the fifth. There's not a 9-run hit, so you need to start chipping away with the leadoff batter. Downstairs, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Mia would be a good start. She has good speed. Monomog has attempted 2 stolen bases this year and has stolen 1. Bison have a stolen base and a caught stealing of this one to this point. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Called strike, looked really high, and that gets the moans and groans for the partisan crowd out. And now Mayhe is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. In comes the 3-2 pitch, and she stays alive. So Mia will see at least 1 more pitch. Theopolis, a great place to go as the weather heats up. They have outdoor seating. They have Theo's Patio with great live music. Again, theopolissc.com to make your reservations. The 3-2 pitch inside. So a leadoff walk, and that's the way comebacks start. Here is Cheyenne Sandoval. Sandoval was the caught stealing back in the second after an RBI 2-out hit in that same inning.
And now batting number 13, shortstop, Cheyenne Sandoval.
Corners are pinched in now for Southeastern. The middle infield coming in as well. A little bit interesting decision with a 7-run lead in the fifth. And the first pitch is downstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. Beard at short, Alvarado at second. Both are drawn in as well, so that means anything hit hard to the hole, either side of the middle infielder, probably is a base hit. Here's the 1-0 pitch. In tight, 2 balls and no strikes. Mayhe this season has completed 7 games of her 14 starts. Here is the 2-0 pitch. Called strike, and it's 2-1. Lights are on here at the ballpark. OBU having issue with that last strike call. Similar to the second strike call against Monomog, who later walked. The pitch is a strike, and it's 2-2. Cheyenne Sandoval began the afternoon hitting .242. This is her 36th start. Averaging less than a hit a ball game with 24 hits entering. There's the pitch. Just misses, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. I have a pretty good vantage point behind home plate. I'm starting to struggle with this guy's zone. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Mayhe brings it home, and a pop-up. Behind home plate, drifting towards foul territory, and Sandoval is going to be called out. She interfered with Mayhe's ability to make the catch in foul territory. In fact, she made, as a runner, contact with the pitcher. So that's 1 unassisted of the putout. And now the runner, Monomog, stays at first for Sammy Green.
Sammy Green.
Sammy Green rolled out short to first back in the 3rd inning. Bison down 9-2. They're down to their final 8 outs of this one. First pitch is inside corner for a strike. It's 0-1. Chase Brewer coaching at third. Jessica Boone, the other assistant coach, is at first. Sam Maples is in the dugout for this one today. In comes the 0-1 pitch. In tight. Bailey has only struck out 3 Bison hitters and has not struck out one since McDonald with one on, nobody out in the second inning. Mayhe's pitch bounced to short. To a knee is Beard. To second for one. That's all they'll get. Motamog is out. 6-4 on the force out. And a fielder's choice for Green. Now 2 outs for the top of the order with Addie Reese. Southeastern won 2-3 against Oklahoma Baptist and Durant last year. They're trying to take the jump in this series, which finishes tomorrow with a doubleheader starting at noon. Addie Reese is homered. She is grounded out. First pitch from Mayhe is upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Expect tomorrow that we will see Amberlynn Walsworth, who has a record of 9-11 and has made 21 starts on the season. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. In fact, Mayhe, with a 9-7 record, has split the 18 wins this year for Southeastern with Walsworth, who was 9-11, earned run average of 4.91. In comes the 1-1 pitch. Off speed, there goes the runner. Throw into second, not in time. A stolen base for Green. Second steal for the Bison today, and the count 2 balls and a strike to Addie Reese. Sammy Green now is 17 for 17 in stolen bases. Will Reagan Ford bat here in the 5th. She's the on-deck hitter. Liner into left center field. That'll get all the way to the wall. Scoring easily from second is Green. Here's the throw into second. It's mishandled by the shortstop Beard. Now making the wide turn into trouble is Reese. The runner back to third. The throw and the tag is in time. So an RBI double and then a throw out. 6-5 at third base to end the inning. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left. Getting late in Shawnee. We go to the 6th. It's 9-3 Southeastern on the Bison Sports Network.
The first band to give the artist song title wins an OU prize pack. All you have to do is give the correct answer to the OU representative behind home plate. All right, let's hear the music. Oh, mama, I'm in fear for my life from the long arm of the law. Lawman is pulling into the running, and I'm so far from my home. Oh, mama, I can hear you crying, you're so sad and all alone.
Show your OBU spirit at Rep Carip with officially licensed Bison apparel from ShopOBUBison.com. ShopOBUBison.com is the official online store of Oklahoma Baptist Athletics, the only place online to buy OBU apparel, accessories, and gifts, plus more, with purchases benefiting Bison Athletics. Gracie Orr to lead off the 6th for Southeastern. Savage Storm leading 9-3 over the homestanding Bison. Orr is 0 for 2, a couple of strikeouts against Jones, and takes high for ball 1. Seven strikeouts for Kaylee Jones today. The 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Back at it tomorrow at noon. We'll be on at 11:55 here with the Bison Sports Network at OBUBison.com. Here is the 1-1 pitch. That's out of play down the left field line. They'll tarp the field after this one. Not a lot of rain is expected. A 1/4 inch or less here in Potawatomi County overnight. And the forecast for tomorrow, even better than today, should be right around 70 degrees. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Low and away. 9 runs, 8 hits for the Savage Storm. 3 runs, 3 hits. The only error of the ball game, a big one. It belongs to OBU. Led to a 5-run, unearned 5th inning for Southeastern. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And it's full. Kaylee Jones has not yet walked a batter. She's gone full to 3 other Southeastern hitters and has won the battle each of the other 3 times. The 3-2 pitch, a little fister out into shallow center, and it's going to drop. That's when you know it's your day. Gracie Orr barely even got a piece of that. And dropped it about 2 or 3 feet on the outfield grass and center. Sandoval, Reese, and Green all had it surrounded, but it dropped in the middle of that triangle. So a leadoff hit for Grace Orr. And now Sam Maples is going out again to talk to Kaylee Jones as Bailey Beard and Orr will be summoned over for a meeting with interim head coach Courtney Rogers. And that is going to be it for Kaylee Jones. They're going to bring in Aspen Younts, who likely will start a game tomorrow. You wonder if they're going to save Kaylee a little bit more wear and tear, if maybe that rib is acted up or not. But it is Aspen Younts to come in and try to finish this game up. So 7 strikeouts for Kaylee Jones. That will end a string of 8 consecutive starts for her with at least 10 strikeouts. So in comes Aspen Younts. This will be her 21st appearance, her 7th in relief. Of her prior 14 starts, she's made 6 complete games. She's 7-6, pitching much better as of late with a 3.93 earned run average. OBU's pitching has been much better over the last couple of weeks as well. For the season, the Bison pitching to a 3.82 earned run average. Aspen Younts, 78 1/3, 101 hits, 57 runs, 44 earned, with 84 strikeouts and 35 walks. She does yield a lot of hits. We told you over 100 in less than 79 innings, and her batting average against is .301. So Aspen Younts will be greeted first by Bailey Beard, the number 9 hitter in the Southeastern lineup. Younts trying to keep this no worse than it is right now, a 6-run deficit. And the first pitch from Aspen is bunted foul for a strike. It's 0-1. Well, let's see how they do it this time, because we saw this earlier in the ball game with a sacrifice opportunity. The hitter was unable to get it down. The next pitch was a straight steal. We'll see if Orr is on the move in a 6-run game here in the 6th inning. In comes the pitch. Upstairs, she was showing bunt again. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. The skies, as you can see on your screen, really have started to darken up. There is a slight chance of rain in the early evening hours. It ramps up to about a 70 or 80% chance starting at 10 o'clock. Here's the 1-1 pitch, showing bunt, butted through that one, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Courtney Rogers came down to say, hey, was that a ball or a strike? Well, it was clearly a strike because Beard did not get the bunt back. She was making sure the count on the board was right with the umpire. Now here's the 1-2 pitch upstairs. Peyton Streetman was the hitter we were talking about earlier in the ball game that showed bunt, then went down swinging. That was in the 2nd inning. After a straight steal with a leadoff base runner that had reached to that inning. That was Beard. Swing and a miss. Down goes Bailey. Big strikeout for Aspen. 1 out here in the 6th, and here is Peyton Streetman. A couple of weeks ago, Sam Maples told me the way she was going to deal with Aspen Younts, she was going to leave her in the ballgame. She said, I'm not coming out. I'm not bailing her out. She's going to compete and fight. And Aspen really did. She did a great job of it against Harding 2 weeks ago in a conference series. 1 ball, no strikes. And really it seems like that point forward, Aspen Younts has been the pitcher that she's certainly capable of being. Decent numbers, very good stuff. Sometimes she just doesn't trust her stuff. 1-0 pitch. Rise ball high. It's 2 balls and no strikes. That strikeout, incidentally, number 85 for Aspen Younts. The Bison have got over 300 strikeouts as a staff. In fact, that was number 300 with their 8th of the afternoon. The 2-0 pitch. Lined foul towards the Bison dugout. It's 2 balls and a strike. Baseball, a 13-1 winner today of the series opener at Southeastern. Final 2 games of that series down in Durant tomorrow. Softball on the road next week at Alva. Baseball hosts the Rangers Friday night, Saturday afternoon. Here's the 2-1 pitch. It's downstairs. Good block by Campos. No advancement from first, and it's 3-1. Now we see some cloud-to-ground lightning just beyond the center field fence. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Fouled back to Nettie. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. And when I say beyond the center field fence, it's not like it's 100 yards. It was quite a ways away, but that's the first sign of thunderstorms and rain that we've seen here this afternoon. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runner at first. There's 1 out in the 6th. Here's Younce's pitch. Hit right back to the middle. Aspen is second for 1. Sandoval's throws to first. Not in time. They do get the lead out. The book now is closed on Kaylee Jones. So 1-6 fielder's choice, and it's up to Alexis Lambert here in the Savage Storm 6th. Zach Frazier will join us here on the broadcast tomorrow. Zach was with Clayton Kopman the last week while I was away for the broadcast booth. Both did a great job. Appreciate their help. Off speed, runner goes. Pitch goes into center field of the throw. It'll be a stolen base and an error. Is taking third is Streetman. He too on the throw, and that was maybe the worst throw of Campos' young career. That ball sailed wide right, and there was no chance for either Reese or Sandoval to keep that ball into the infield. So Alexis Lambert, another RBI opportunity, runner at third, trying to make it a 10 spot for the Savage Storm offense. Here comes the 1-0 pitch, and a ground ball to the hole. It's short, knocked down by Sandoval. She'll throw from her knees in time, and out at first base is Alexis Lambert. What a defensive gem by Cheyenne Sandoval from the hole at short. She did not have enough time to pop to her feet, so she threw from her knees and just did get the rainbow arcing throw to first to get Lambert. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Good job by Aspen Yount. She keeps it 9-3 Southeastern on the Bison Sports Network. Is it?
Yeah, on the ground. You can see on the concrete.
Yep, sprinkling. This was not supposed to happen. Not till like 10 o'clock.
No, I checked the weather before I came here, and I was like, that's so weird. I wonder if it's
Oh, it might start snowing before we know it.
Jeez, I hope not.
Now pitching number 9, Amberlyn Walsworth.
It's now 90% chance at 6 o'clock.
What's it look like at 10? Well, you can smell the rain here in the press box window. There's light sprinkles that sent some cover. And start to see it in the concrete down below here on the concourse. Well, we said we'd see Amberlyn Walsworth in the series. We see her here in the 6th. So Mayhew's day is over. She's in line to pick up the victory after going 5. Walsworth's first pitch is upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Walsworth, 9-11, earned run average 4.91. This is appearance 28 and only her 7th in relief. 8 complete games, 2 saves. Pitched downstairs but called a strike, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Walsworth with a staff high 121 strikeouts, 23 walks. She has given up 19 home runs and a high batted average of 294. That one is grounded right side. Second baseman Alvarado to first and Fryrear for out number 1. Oh, 1 up, 1 down. Reagan Ford is 0 for 2, but has reached in a walk, and here's Josie Sparks.
Number 70, third baseman.
Josie Sparks struck out swinging, flied out to center field. Josie just missed what would have been her team-high 9th home run of the year on that swing back in the 3rd inning. Here's Walsworth's first pitch. Fastball at the letters for a strike. It is 0-1. So Mayhe, who has thrown 7 complete games at half of her starts, will now throw 5, and this is her 15th start of the year, but is on line for her 10th victory. The pitch upstairs, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Looking at the Great American Conference standings, Southern Arkansas in first place with a record of 14-3 in the conference. Harding is 12-6, 2.5 games back of first. 1-1 pitch to Sparks, big swing, no contact. It's 1-2. Arkansas Tech is 12-6. Southern Nazarene is 10-7. The Bison will host Southern Nazarene later this season for 2 games, the final 2 games of the series with the Storm here in Shawnee. UAM 10-8. OBU just 3 games back of 5th on a swing and a miss by Sparks. And down goes Josie. So Emily Richardson will bat with the bases empty and 2 out here with the 6th. Southeastern 9-8. East Central 9-10. OBU 7-9. Bison dropping 5 of their last 6 in conference play against Harding and Arkansas Tech. First pitch to Richardson stays high. 1 ball, no strikes. Northwestern, they will host OBU next week on the heels of the Bison in 8th at 6-12. Henderson 6-11. Ouachita 6-12, and Southwestern 5-14. And that is a series that is going to haunt this Bison team forever. Strike, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Southwestern had not won a conference game. They took 2 of 3 in Weatherford against OBU, a very poorly pitched series for the Bison. And so over a third of the Lady Bulldogs' victories have come at the expense of the Bison. Called strike, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. And I make mention of that because if you sweep Southwestern, which going in I thought OBU would, all of a sudden your record is 9-7, and you are knocking on a top 5 standing of the conference right now. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Top 8 go to Bentonville for the Great American Conference Tournament in May. 9-3 Southeastern. We're in the 6th. Nobody on, 2 out. Here's the 2-strike pitch. Pop up, shallow center field. And slipping it short is Beard, but Alvarado was in pursuit as well. And the second baseman makes the catch. That was nearly disastrous because Streetman had no chance to get to it from center. Beard was in position, and then that light rain that we've had on the turf took the legs right out from underneath her, but Alvarado was there to record the out. We go to the 7th. It's 9-3 Savage Storm of the Bison Sports Network. Here we go to the 7th inning. Both starters out of the ball game for Oklahoma Baptist and Southeastern. Cheyenne Mayhe for the Savage Storm. Kaylee Jones for Oklahoma Baptist. Aspen Younts struck out 1, retired 3 of the 4 batters that she faced in relief of Kaylee back in the 6th inning.
Now batting number 3,
Cheyenne Mayhe to lead off. She's reached an error back in the 5th, but scored one of the unearned runs. That error opened the floodgates. Jones would have been in the dugout. Southeastern would not have scored. It would have been a 2-run ball game. 5 runs then followed, all unearned. The first pitch from Younts is a strike, 0-1 the count. Aspen Younts made 2 appearances, 1 a 1-inning stint with 3 walks and a strikeout. The other 5 in the third, both at Arkansas Tech, 7 strikeouts and 5 walks against the Golden Suns that are second of 2 appearances in Russellville. Called strike, no balls, 2 strikes. It is a persistent light rain down here at the ballpark. As you look out the window, you can see that. A lot of the crowd has been sent for cover. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Bounces to the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Telling you this was not forecast. When I came to the ballpark today, they were saying a slight chance after 6 o'clock. It's not even 6 o'clock, and it was ramping up to around 70 or 80% starting at 8. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Downstairs, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Richardson and Reese, right side. Sandoval, Sparks on the left side of the infield with Ford, Green, and Monomog left to right around the outfield. Sam Campos, the catcher for Aspen Younts. Nobody on and nobody out. Ground ball to short. Easy play for Sandoval over to first. And there's one out here in the 7th. So here is Katie Fryrear. She has singled twice, popped out to center. You know, I say an easy play. There's maybe not anything easy when the ball is wet and it's coming off of dirt. The rain is just enough right now to be annoying. First pitch is inside to Fryrear. It's 1 ball, no strikes. I mean, at this pace, you're going to get nothing measurable out of this precipitation. But it doesn't make for the best playing conditions or spectating conditions. 1 ball, no strikes to Fryrear. Here's the pitch. Oh, made her look bad on a changeup. 1-1 the count. OBU 7th, Campos, McDonald, Motomog, in that order, the scheduled hitters, barring any pinch hitters. Southeastern leading 9-3, trying to take the first game of this series. Fastball high and away, and it's 2 balls, no strikes. It's been an interesting year down in Durant. Longtime head coach Ron Fabian has been placed on administrative leave. Courtney Rogers, one of his assistants, has been named interim head coach. She's done a good job with this club. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Aspen Younts with that off-speed stuff really giving Fryrear some problems. Two balls, 2 strikes. Younts brings it in, and a little tapper out in front of home plate. Had some backspin. Younts picks it up, throws to first, and now they're going to say it's a dead ball that it hit Fryrear. That's a good play by Aspen Younts because the ball was not hit all that firm, and it had a lot of backspin, which meant it was rolling towards the third base line. Fortunately, Younts was able to get a good jump, but it goes all for naught. It's called a foul ball, and the count holds 2 balls and 2 strikes. 9 runs, 8 hits, 7 strikeouts, a walk. The numbers in 5 official innings today for Kaylee Jones. 2-2 pitch, grounded to Sparks at third. Josie Guns to first, and there's 2 outs. So the left side of the infield handling both of their chances here in the 7th. And it's up to Wallace, the batter here for Southeastern of the 7th.
Now batting number 16, Camry Wallace.
Camry Wallace has doubled in a run, back of the first, walk scored of the 5th. So basically when she has been aboard, she's been problems. She's 1 for 2 today, struck out against Jones to end the 3rd, takes low, ball 1 here in the 7th. Two innings, the big damage for Southeastern, a 4-run first, a 5-run 5th. In comes the 1-0 pitch. Called strike on the outside corner, and it's 1-1. Aspen Younts pitching with a lot of confidence out there with a circle right now. She's attacking these Southeastern hitters. She has retired 4 of the 5 she has faced, including the first 2 here in the 7th. The pitch. Had her reaching and rolls it foul on the third base side for a strike. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Bison have yet to lose a home game to weather, but it's been close. We had a lot of sleet and snow here about 3 weeks ago. The games were pushed from the early afternoon to the early evening hours after they removed a ton of sleet and snow for the field. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and down goes Wallace swinging, and the inning is over. Now they face rain. The Tarp will come out after this one, and it's close to being over. We go to the bottom of the 7th, 9-3 Savage Storm of the Bison Sports Network. Here we go to the 7th inning in Shawnee. Campos will be the leadoff hitter. Sam today has been hit by a pitch, stolen a base, scored a run, and flied out to right. Baseball a 13-1 winner today, down to Durant over Southeastern. The Bison with their 5th straight. They now are at a tie in the standings with Southeastern at 11-8. OBU now 16-13 with their 5th straight win. Alex Schroeder hit 2 home runs. Bo Dallas tossed a 7-inning complete game. Bison won it 13-1 in Durant. First pitch to Campos is a ball, 1 ball, no strikes. In comes the pitch. Inside quarter for a strike. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Amberlyn Walsworth, a 6'1" sophomore from Southwood High School in Shreveport, Louisiana, in the circle. Getting a couple of innings of work. This is not a save situation. The 1-1 pitch. Down and in, 2 balls and 1 strike. Bo Dallas today struck out 3. He induced 18 ground ball / fly ball outs. Allowed just 4 hits to a really good Southeastern offense. He held the nation's leading home run hitter in Reed Rice to just a double in 4 plate appearances. 3 balls and a strike to Sam Campos. Dan Pruitt hit his 14th home run of the year in the victory for OBU. 3 balls and a strike. Big swing, no contact, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Now the pitch, swing and a miss. Down goes Campos. Walsworth fastball away, and she couldn't catch up.
Now batting number 23, designated player, Stephanie McDonald.
OBU hit 6 more home runs today. Bison are the nation's leader in home runs for the season. They're approaching 70. First pitch is upstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. Same 2 teams, a noon doubleheader down at Mike Matheny Field in Durant tomorrow afternoon. Bison baseball back at home next weekend for Northwestern. We'll have that 3-game series. Friday night, Saturday afternoon, right here on the Bison Sports Network. In comes the 1-0 pitch, and it is a called strike. And the count evens up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Amberlyn Walsworth has faced 4, retired 4, striking out 2 of those 4 since coming into the 6th inning. Here's the pitch. Outside quarter for a strike, and it is 1-2. Bison have been in a lot of low-scoring, tight games as of late. Today, a little bit different, thanks to a 5-run 5th inning. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a foul tip. So McDonald will see at least 1 more pitch. Rain coming down. It was a light rain, but a rain nonetheless. Can't see the walk behind the backstop, but it is certainly all wet now. The rain has been falling for about 10 to 15 minutes. Here's the 2-strike pitch, up and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Told you Zach Frazier will be with me on the call tomorrow. Zach had other duties today, namely spring football, which continues Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays on Bison Hill at 3:30. Today was their first day in pads, 3-2 the count. The Aiden Thompson era about to begin behind center on Bison Hill. Right now, the opener scheduled for Saturday, September the 3rd. That may be changed to a Thursday night. It is here in Shawnee against Ouachita. Swing and a miss by McDonald, and down she goes. So back-to-back strikeouts here with the 7th, and this game reduced to a final hitter. Mia Monomog, 0 for 1 with a walk. The fall will be here before you know it. Aiden Thompson, a ballyhooed recruit out of the Arklatex region. First pitch is in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Actually, it's not Arklatex. It's the other side from the Odessa Midland area. Wasn't even close. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fouled back, no balls, 2 strikes. KJ Reed, who's next door, is for the Arklatex region. So Walsworth has been really good. Expect to see her tomorrow make a start in the circle. Walsworth steps off the rubber, now back on. In comes the 0-2 pitch, and she just missed away. 1-2 the count. Pretty good pitch for Monomog to take right there. Now time is called. Mia backs out of the batter's box. Out to the circle goes Lauren White. So Walsworth has reduced this game to a final strike here in the 7th inning. One ball, 2 strikes. Nobody on, 2 out. Here's Walsworth pitch. Up and in, 2-2. Noon tomorrow, first pitch right here at Bison Softball Park. OBU's going to try to put the Skids on a 1-5 home stretch. Called 3rd strike at the outside corner. Down goes Monomog, and down go the Bison. 9-3 Southeastern the final. Back for totals in just a moment on the Bison Sports Network.
The final score for today's game, OBU 3, Savage Storm 9. Thank you for joining us this evening. Your Bison softball team is back here tomorrow for the final 2 games of the series beginning at 12 p.m. We hope to see you back here then. And until then, drive safe and go Bison.
Let's wrap it up and we can get out of here. What do you think? Todd Miller back here with you at Bison Softball Park at the OBU campus. Tough day for the Bison as they fall to Southeastern here in the first game of this weekend 3-game series. 9-3 the Savage Storm, a winner. For Southeastern, 9 runs, 9 hits, no errors, 2 left. OBU 3 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors, and 1 left. The winner again is the starter today for Southeastern. That is Cheyenne Mahey. She will pick up her 10th pitching victory of the season, win number 19 for Southeastern. They go to 10-8 in the conference and 19-18 overall. OBU drops back in the league to 7-10, and their record is now 19-17. The loser in the circle today for OBU is Kaylee Jones. Kaylee Jones gave up 9 runs, 8 hits, 7 strikeouts, and a walk. She worked 5 innings and pitched to 1 batter in the 6th inning. Kaylee Jones takes the loss. Her record dips to 12-9. Offensive star today for OBU, Addie Reese. Couple of hits out of the leadoff spot, drove in 2 of the 3 runs for OBU. She had a leadoff home run in the 1st and an RBI double in the 5th. That would turn out to be the last score of the ball game for OBU. So Southeastern wins it 9-3 here to get a jump of the 3-game series. Back with you at 11:55 tomorrow morning before a noon first pitch. Middle game of the 3-game series between the Savage Storm and the Bison. For the crew putting this one on today, I'm Todd Miller. Have a good night. We'll see you again tomorrow from Shawnee.